I am back, everybody. Now I ain't gonna hold y'all. And I'm gonna also get this footage out as well. All right. Now, for people on this camera right here, of course y'all saw me. I done picked up the phone. I had done answered, a little Snapchat, man. My girl had done hit me up, so y'all know I had to see what was what. I had to go ahead and I had to fire a little text back. But nonetheless, though, you see, look at that right there. Look at that young man right there. Hey. Hold up. Look at this young man right here. Bam. Of course, we still here. Notes, music. Your boy's out here DJing it. But let me go ahead. No, my phone just fell. God dang it. And just like that, they got the air playing at the airplane, the AC playing at the right time. Matter of fact, speaking of AC, let me go ahead and, oh wow, I've been had the AC on. Alright. Just can't leave them alone, baby. Just can't leave them alone. But let me go ahead. Hold up, 50. Hold up, 50. Shoot, you about to fuck around and give us $1 in that shit, bro. Hold up. We still got some more shit to get into, all right? I'll play that on our way out. I'll play you on our way out. But anyway, all right, we are back. We are here. It's so nice to have y'all, YouTube land. So nice, and it's so nice. All right, thank y'all so much for my people on the podcast websites. Thank y'all for sticking with me. All right, but of course the next really 3. Right, I'm gonna try and knock out these 3. Right, because they're all sort of kind of within the same range, and I'm not even gonna lie. For one of them, I might type up. I might go ahead. I might, try and formulate my answer on the fly, as I'm talking with you guys, as you guys see me, because I'm still sort of kind of undecided. All right, but we'll get into that. All right, but the question that I did ask in the last video, I didn't quite answer, right? But the question was, if you could be friends with any celebrity, who would it be and why? And this comes from, oh yeah, my fault. And the previous question, it also comes from the same source. Excuse me. It comes from, actually no, I lied. The first question I just came up with, but this one comes from Live Bold. Oh no, yeah, Live Bold and Bloom. All right, liveboldandbloom.com. Thank you guys. Thank you, hey, everybody who helped put on that website and put on the particular blog that I got these questions from. Thank y'all so much. But again, if you could be friends with any celebrity, who would it be and why? And also, excuse me. Also, you guys feel free to answer these. Feel free to hit me up. Feel free to let me know, you guys, to fill me in. Like, share with me your responses. All right. This ain't no one way thing or whatnot. Y'all we can and we will go ahead. This is a royal high table. So for, right now I may be the only one sitting here and eating, but this, it ain't exactly it is greater than the cool kids table. But anyway, let me stop. I have multiple answers, but the first person that I said was Jackie Chan. All right, and my reasoning that I put, pause. I said Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, right? And I said essentially Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 3. 3 reasons right there. All right, because they were both super cool. they not only like just that the overall chemistry between those two is like, that shit was dope, bro. That was super dope. And not only that, it's like, okay, well, seeing that this is how they like, can be like, I mean, Jackie Chan he could be funny in his own way. Not only that, I mean, from what I've seen, he is a pretty happy, not, I don't know about go lucky. I wouldn't go and say all that, Not only that, shoot, I'd have to really think back. My fault. I'd have to brush my, brush my knowledge up on what the heck go lucky even means. But he does seem like a happy a happy person, always sort of kind of laughing or whatever, and just enjoying what he does. And as far as Chris Tucker, man, shoot, he always cracking jokes. So very very wow. Very rare will there be, a dull day with Chris Tucker, because he's always gonna be cracking jokes. I mean, hell, man, shoot, one of the best comedians of all time. But outside of that, of course, I can't listen. Speaking of can't leave them alone with 50 Cent and what's it called, Sierra, I just can't leave these comedians alone, because Kevin Hart's another one. I think, but of course, as with many of the comedians, I think Kevin Hart, he's getting to a point, or he's at a point where he's at least, maybe it's because of all the comedians, I pay the most attention to him, or paid the most attention to him. But I've seen other dynamics and aspects or whatnot to Kevin Hart. I've seen Kevin Hart, when he was joking. I've also seen him when he was dead serious. I've seen him when he's, okay, all about I've seen him when he's been all about his business. All right, so there's definitely, so I see, shoot, man, from what I've seen more of a rainbow, or more of a spectrum with him. But outside of that, I also said Paul Walker, just because I gotta find some other words, because, matter of fact, I'll say this, because I'd have to cite Too Fast, Too Furious, because if anything, I felt like Paul Walker was freaking smooth. It freaking pains, man. It always it pains, because he was just the right person for that role. He was just the right person for that movie. All right, but nonetheless, though, I feel like that's who, that's who he was. That's the energy. I'm trying to think. This is how I want to. I guess this is a overall theme that I'll say for the answers that I've stated and the answers that I'm going to state. Right, for the actors or the celebrities that I'm bringing up, and the reference points that I'm using. I didn't mention it for Kevin Hart, but the reference points that I'm using as oh yeah, well, I saw this and I'm like, damn, I would love to be best friends with this particular person. At least to me, I 100% thought or believed that, okay, this, even if the cameras weren't there, whatever, this is how that person really is. All right, like Jackie Chan. Okay, maybe not so much. I'll say Chris Tucker. With Chris Tucker's role, that's really how he is. Kevin Hart in Central Intelligence, that to some degree, yeah, that's sort of kind of really what he is. Paul Walker, really what he is. Now this next example, I've got 100% all the belief in the world. Tony Stark, bro. I didn't even put Robert Downey Jr. Ain't that so? That's how much I believe. That's how much I believe. Like, when I see Robert Downey Jr., I'll always think Tony Stark, because I'm like, yo, this is you. Like, this is you outside of the suit. This is you when you're not in a movie. All right. I didn't even put his name, y'all. In my notes, I didn't even put his name. I put Tony Stark. But of course, Tony Stark is super smart, pretty, definitely witty and funny too. Of course, I also said Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth. Now, I don't know, pause. I don't quite know if Chris Hemsworth is all that Thor or whatever in real life. I don't quite know. He might got a cool accent. He might, I believe he's Australian, so yeah, he still got that cool accent. But I don't know if he's talking all the whole. I I don't know, just the Asgardian dialect or whatever. But yeah, and I also said Chris Evans. I don't know. Also, I mean, you know what? I just don't have too much. I don't have too much to say or whatnot. I don't want to try to, like, I guess reiterate or repeat myself or whatever. At least too many more times, because that's the last thing I wanted to go ahead and keep saying the same thing 4, 5, 6 different times. But it's all cool, right? But nonetheless, though, again, it's a pretty solid collection, pretty solid group. Again, Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, Kevin Hart, Paul Walker, Robert Downey Jr. Excuse me, Robert Downey Jr. Excuse me, Chris Evans, and then Chris Hemsworth. All right. But another question that I have, right? And this one's a little something. This particular question is: if you could go on a date with any celebrity, who would it be and why? And this also comes from Live Bold and Bloom. All right, and I saw the question, and it looked like, I was like, yo, this is a pretty interesting one. I only had one answer. I only had one answer. And the person that I said was Paula Patton. Paula Patton. I didn't know who she was, and even I didn't know who she was until Two Guns. And even after I watched Two Guns, I did not know her name. I was like, yo, she's beautiful. She looks really, really gorgeous. Her parents did well. But I'm trying to think though. Had I seeing that as I only had one answer and I didn't have a whole lot much to, I guess, really say about that, outside of the fact that shoot, what drew me in, to even have me want to go on a date was she's freaking, she looks super, super hot. But had I'd have been asked when I was in high school, maybe middle school, I probably would have told you. Okay. If you'd asked me in high school, I probably would have told you something like Beyonce or Nicki Minaj. Beyonce, just because, again, she always, hey, listen, just within my community, man, cause she, of course, I don't know if she's recognized as the most beautiful. I don't know about all that, but Beyonce is definitely that woman. She's definitely that woman. Definitely not a bad option if you want to, for anybody wanting to, date or whatever. And I'd have said Nicki Minaj, just because, I ain't gonna hold you. I remember when she first came in the game, right? And I was as starstruck by her physically or aesthetically as everybody else was when she first came. And nonetheless, I held that view for a little bit. But yeah, I guess just really taking that into account. And had I have been asked in freaking middle school, I probably would have went to the WWE Divas, because of course they have a lot of good looking women there as well. All right, whether you want to go with Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, either of those two twins, Trish. Listen, I suck with words with S's. All right, but Trish Stratus, listen. I don't know. She arguably might be the most. She arguably might be the most sexiest woman to have ever pulled up and did whatever with WWE or WWF. Whichever one you want to go by. Let's see. Who else? I ain't gonna hold you. AJ Lee, also good. Also pretty good. But let's see though. I think that's really all that I have to say for that particular question. And then we go into another another tricky question, right? Is this takes it even a step further beyond dating. Right, this one is, if you could pick a celebrity to marry, who would it be and why? And I didn't have anybody, right? Just because I don't know. I mean, well, of course, keep it all the way a buck. I'm a heterosexual man. All right, so and of course, you know, I'm me being a heterosexual man. Like I know of, you know, a lot of female celebrities. The only problem is I don't know how they are. Like I don't know how they really are. All right. So of course, like when, you know, taking into account the whole date thing, I'm like, okay, you know what? It's a date. I'll my standard for that, I'll focus on, you know, again, level of attractiveness. But when it comes to marry now, I'm like, it as with any logical person, you know, they think, okay, well, how is this particular person? All right. Now, granted, you know, if Beyonce ain't, because Beyonce is that woman, she ain't a bad answer. I didn't put her down just because I don't know how she is. All right. I mean, you know, from what I think I remember hearing, you know, she's pretty cool or whatever. But, you know, nonetheless, I just wasn't making any assumptions. Shoot, I wasn't going for, and I wasn't making the same assumptions for Nicki Minaj either, even though I heard good things, and also heard some other stuff too. All right. But and I think also the reason I had to identify this also for myself, like I had to, you know, state it out. I was like, damn, why is it so freaking, like there's a lot of options, all right, if you know, like, to answer this particular question, right? But the reason why I was like, damn, like, yo, you want to know why you're having a hard time? Because you don't have a celebrity crush. Like you don't have a celebrity crush. Now there are people or whatever that you like, yo, this person looks good. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging because that, I don't know. Because I feel like I was about to say something like really silly. Let me go ahead. Let me see. Because that's. Hold up. I'm freaking a person with whom someone is infatuated with. Okay, not necessarily, right? Because I thought for whoever it is that I mentioned, I thought that they all looked good, but I don't quite know if it's like so far to the point that, like, you know, I was infatuated with them, or, you know, it was a crush sort of kind of thing. I don't quite know. I haven't quite had that, so I can't even. So it's really tough even answering those type of questions. But nonetheless, though, it was a juicy question. I was like, damn, I can't even. I don't even want to avoid it. But, you know, it's cool. But hold up, y'all. Let me go ahead with my people on YouTube. Okay, not bad. I got a little over 10 minutes. All right. Now that's enough for the whole celebrity talk. I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to get into the meat and the bones just before it's too late. All right. Now, in the last video, yeah, I think I did focus on sports news. But nonetheless, and this will sort of kind of relate to one of the answer choices that I gave in the first question. Also, again, for all the questions, all the topics, y'all make sure y'all let me know. Give me some feedback. Like, bro, what do you think? All right, not just what do you think of what I had to say, but just like, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on it? You know, excuse me. But anyway, and just so you guys know, again, the two questions were, what is your favorite sports team? And also, if you could have a celebrity, like if you could, you know, if there was a celebrity who you could become friends with, who would you become friends with? And also why? If you have, if there's a celebrity, like, oh, my fault. Which celebrity would you like to date? And if so, why? And which celebrity would you like to marry? And if so, why? But of course, we're moving on to this one, because the meat and bones, right? The hot question, the hot topic, the super hot topic, right? This one is, I titled it "The New England Patriots Cheating Crisis," and I have to I'll go ahead and tell you guys of where the inspiration came from. All right, because and it's and this sort of kind of relates to last video, right? You know how I was talking about I don't really watch ESPN First Take. I didn't watch ESPN First Take, but I watch Undisputed Skip and Shannon. Again, shout outs to that show, shout out to FS1, shout out to basically anything correlated. But in that particular, there was a video, right? They were talking about a topic. They were talking about how Peyton Manning, like on Monday Night Football or somewhere, or yeah, like on Monday. He made a joke about, well, he had a joking delivery. Maybe he was joking, maybe he wasn't, about Bill Belichick cheating, right? And then the question that Jenny Taft posed to, again, Skip and Shannon was, does this affect Bill Belichick's legacy? All right, and so and I went through and I got a little bit of information or whatever, and this will sort of kind of like tie in with what they were talking about. All right, but as far as the source where I got some information, it is from businessinsider.com, and as far as the information, the overall theme of what I got was basically the number of cheating headlines, because within the article, it essentially, like, it talked a little bit about, Bill Belichick. Well, just not Bill Belichick, but just the New England Patriots, just sort of kind of there being a reputation for them to cheat, right? And within underneath the overview, there was so many headlines. There was there's so many headlines that I have a list of several, and I'm going to read them out to you guys, right? But I have a list of several, but even then there was more after that I didn't get to, and that was the reason why I didn't create another topic, another hot topic for us to talk about. But nonetheless, though, let me go ahead and get into it, because the first headline says, in 2015, ESPN reported that the New England Patriots had long had a reputation in the NFL for cheating. Source, ESPN, obviously, right? Another quote, Bill Belichick, who runs the Patriots football operations, has often been considered the mastermind of the schemes. A former Patriots assistant coach told ESPN that Belichick would be good at doing taxes because he'd find loopholes. Source, ESPN. The biggest cheating scandal was Spygate, in which the Patriots filmed opponents' offensive and defensive play signals to study them. The Patriots would recognize signs during the games and relay them through headsets, right? According to ESPN, the videographers filming the signals would go to the games as employees of Robert Kraft or Patriots TV and had excuses for what they were shooting, such as a team show. Source, ESPN. Though and pause. All of the quotes that I mentioned so far, they have all been they've all been headlines, right? Now, as far as this next one, it's a headline, but I also got like a little bit of information from like what was within that particular article. But it says, though the Patriots had long Though the Patriots had long been accused of filming opponent signals, the scheme truly came to surface when the New York Jets caught them in the act. Then Jets head coach Eric Mangini, a former Patriots coach, knew of the scheme and told security to be on alert. Patriots were docked a first-round pick, fined $250,000, and Belichick was fined $500,000. He later said he misinterpreted the rules. The next biggest scandal was the Flake Gate, in which the Patriots were accused of deflating footballs before the 2014 AFC Championship. It eventually ended with Brady serving a 4-game suspension. The Patriots, excuse me, the Bradys. Okay, the Patriots being fined $1 million and losing a first round and a 4th round draft pick, right? According to ESPN, former Patriots staffers would admit to some methods of cheating during the Spygate years. For instance, they would steal play sheets from the opponent's locker room. Source, ESPN. Also, wait. There was something. Okay. Some opponents were worried about the Patriots some opponents were worried that the Patriots bugged their locker rooms, and Peyton Manning famously would only speak to coaches outside of the locker rooms, right? For a moment, just because there were so many freaking headlines that said source ESPN, I was ready to say source ESPN, right? Now, I do have a number of, I do have 2 questions, but I also have a third question that came to mind. The third question was, I guess, it's sort of kind of a build-up. Like what are the thoughts, considerations, regarding basically all of the particular quotes? What I will say is you have to notice and keep in mind that, okay, of course, this information is coming from Business Insider, but most of those quotes are coming from ESPN. Not saying that it makes the headlines and makes all the information not true, because I'll say personally, I think there is some truth. Like, the Patriots definitely, they cheat. Not only that, they got caught and they were punished for it. So yeah, ESPN definitely wasn't. It's not like they were lying or anything. But I just said that's a noticeable thing to keep in mind, right? But the 2 questions that I had were, how does this impact Belichick's legacy, and how does this impact Brady's legacy, right? And although I oftentimes I echo the thoughts, echo the considerations of what I heard, right? But nonetheless, how does this impact Belichick's legacy? Well, really, what I'll say is, for Belichick specifically, I would say Brady. This is one of the main reasons why Brady is sort of kind of left off the hook. Brady is left off the hook because this may have gone on in New England, but Brady and Gronkowski went to Tampa, and then in their first year they won. Like they won the championship. And maybe the Buccaneers, perhaps they also did the same thing. But nonetheless, that's something. Brady went to another team and helped them win, especially another team that didn't know how to win, that needed leadership and all that other sort of jazz. So to some degree, right, a large degree, Brady's left off the hook. Not Belichick, because Belichick, I'll say partially because of the fact that he's still there in New England. So even though this is in the past, now one still got to question, is the shit still going on? Granted, they're not winning, but is the shit still going on? Is it really, like, is it because you got caught in the past before? But hold up, y'all, let me see where I'm at with the camera. I've been okay, y'all. At some point, the camera's gonna cut out on me. As far as my people on YouTube, all right, here's what I'll do, right? I'm gonna try to talk. I'm gonna keep going. All right, and of course, whatever it is that I'm not able to get on this camera, don't worry. That's why I got other shit. That's why I got other stuff to catch it. All right, but let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and clear my throat. All right, I'm not even gonna wait for the camera to cut me off. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video right here. All right, but as far as my people on podcasts, all right, the podcast, different sites, whatever, don't trip, because of course I'm coming back to finish what the hell I got to say. And if there's any other thoughts or whatever that just happen to come to mind, I'm going to mention it. All right, but in the meantime, I'm also going to play some music. So you know what? That's some bomb shit. We got some more 50 Cent. But with that being said, thank y'all so much. My people on YouTube, I'll see y'all in a little bit. And of course, my people on the podcast, y'all stay tuned, man. I'm about to play that music. Thank y'all so much.
Tell me this more. I move an 8 for that girl, I move a half for that boy. Then I flip that double up, kick back, double up. Your friends trying to